All right, let's talk about something that is on basically everyone's mind these days, artificial intelligence. Specifically, what it actually means for our jobs. The story that we've all been hearing, well, it might not be the whole story. Let's dive in.
So let's just get right to it. The moment AI and work come up in the same sentence, where does your mind go? I'm guessing it's probably to a place of, well, anxiety. This idea that these incredibly smart machines are on their way to take over our jobs, making everything we've spent years learning totally useless. It's a really powerful and, let's be honest, a pretty scary thought.
But what if we've been looking at this whole thing from the wrong angle? What if this story isn't about us versus the machines? What if AI isn't the competitor we're all worried about, but instead it's the most powerful partner we could ever imagine? A tool that's not designed to replace us, but to work right alongside us. That's the huge idea we're going to unpack today.
Okay, to make this idea really stick, let's look at this fantastic concept from our source material called the One Human HR Department. Just picture it for a second. One single HR professional, but they're backed by a suite of AI systems, and together, they're doing the work that used to require an entire team of people. I know, it sounds a little like science fiction, but it's the perfect way to see this partnership in action. So how on earth is that even possible? I mean, how can one person do the work of a whole department? Well, it's not about that person working 100 hours a week. It's about working smarter. And the secret, the real key, is a super clear and logical division of labor between the human expert and their AI assistant. Let's break down what that actually looks like.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. Look at the split here. On the AI side of the table, you've got all the heavy lifting, the stuff that takes up so much time. We're talking screening thousands of resumes, handling all the repetitive onboarding paperwork, processing payroll, and crunching massive amounts of performance data. But the human? Look at their responsibilities. They're in charge of the things that truly matter, giving that final approval, making the tough ethical calls, exercising judgment, and most importantly, setting the big picture strategy.
And this slide just nails the core dynamic, doesn't it? AI is an absolute master of scale and speed. It can chew through a mountain of information in the blink of an eye. But what it can't do is understand context. It doesn't get nuance. It has no ethical compass. That's where we come in. That's our job. We provide the judgment, the wisdom, and the strategic thinking that gives all that data its meaning. So there's a very good reason why AI gets these specific jobs. According to the research, it really comes down to three superpowers. First, it can manage a scale of data that's just impossible for a human brain. Second, it's incredibly consistent. It performs the same task perfectly, the same way, every single time. And third, its speed is just mind-blowing, turning tasks that used to take days into something that takes just a few minutes. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. This One Human HR Department isn't just a cool thought experiment. It's actually a perfect illustration of a much bigger, much more fundamental principle for how we should be thinking about AI's role in the workplace. And here it is. This is the key takeaway, plain and simple, from the researcher Mar. The philosophy isn't to build an AI that is an HR manager, not at all. The real goal is to build AI that helps a human HR manager become better, faster, and more effective at their job. The technology serves us, not the other way around. You see, the entire objective shifts. It's not about trying to automate a job title out of existence. It's about amplifying human capability. By handing off all the repetitive, data-heavy work to an AI, our HR pro is now freed up to focus on the high-value, uniquely human parts of the job. Mentoring employees, solving complex interpersonal issues, and building an amazing company culture. And that brings us to the final question, the one that's really for you. Just for a moment, forget about the fear of replacement. Instead, think about augmentation. What are the repetitive, time-consuming, frankly boring parts of your job that an AI could probably handle? And what would that free you up to do? What could you achieve? Because the answer to that question, that could define the entire future of your work.